What's up, guys? Today we're going to be finally going over the new strand healing AR, the Adamantite, I believe is how you pronounce it. And in this video, we're going to be talking about how good this scene is. You read the title. I think it's good. I hesitate to call it great, and I hope a few of you out there enjoy the title and the dad pun. And with that being said, we're going to compare it to the no hesitation in this video and see which one is better for which situation. So starting off, this is a support frame AR that does a lot of things, and if you watch my original no hesitation video, you know how much I love this frame. I think it's just truly one of the best weapon types in the game. The core way they work is doing damage will charge up the ability to heal your allies, hip firing towards your allies will heal them, and once you do enough healing, it will proc a burst, and that burst will give you the support frame boost to the ally and yourself for 5 seconds, which will be a 10% buff to weapon damage that does stack with other buffs in the game. And that part of this AR is the same as the no hesitation, but the second part of the frame is actually different depending on the element of the support AR. Apparently, on the solar one, no hesitation, once you proc the healing burst, you would give restoration to the ally. And restoration is obviously an incredibly strong healing effect, constantly giving you health regen. But now with this one, with it being strand, when you proc the healing burst, you will send out strand unraveling seekers. So you're trading off a little bit of extra healing through restoration, a little bit of AoE clear, and just extra damage output. And this procs pretty often when you're healing allies. It's every like 10 bullets will proc the healing burst. So you're going to be getting a lot of these unraveling seekers, almost as if you're just using an unraveling rounds weapon, but just from healing your allies. And they do truly offer some pretty good AoE clear. It's nothing like too crazy. Some of the downsides are, if you're healing your allies that just aren't right next to enemies, these are then probably not hitting anything, so that's definitely one downside. But a huge upside is just like running something like Hellion or really any ability damage while you have the AR out. The damage from the unraveling projectiles will charge up the healing of the AR, so you can kind of infinitely use the healing on your allies. The Seekers do damage to refund and recharge the energy to heal, and it's just kind of like an infinite loop where you don't actually have to use the weapon to do damage to build up the charge. So as you can see in this gameplay, which the gameplay is kind of random, I'm just kind of like bot walking, trying to heal my teammates in the Nightfall. I was expecting, like most people, that the weapon was going to be Lotus Eater this week, and I was going to record a lot of GM gameplay throughout the day while farming for it, but that didn't end up being the case, so I just ran a Nightfall and bot walked and tried to heal my teammates at all times. So yeah, just recapping the frame, you're giving up the better healing of the no hesitation or some extra AoE clear and more convenient charging for the healing. Then if we move into the perks on the weapon, so on the no hesitation we have a perk called Physic, which would give not only your ally but also you the restoration when you proc the healing burst. When it first came out, it was restoration ×2, that got nerfed down to ×1, but even with it being ×1, the fact that it gave the restoration to you also was incredibly strong of turning it into not only a healing ability for your allies but also for you. And similarly on this weapon, we have a new perk called Reciprocity, where when you heal your allies, it will also heal you, which is definitely the way to go to make the weapon also work for you. But I will say this is worse than Physic overall. I think Restoration is just a stronger healing ability than just chunk healing, but it's still definitely very good. Now outside of that, we have a lot of the same perks in left as we do in no hesitation. That's going to be a theme for the entire weapon as a whole. You could run something like Demo, Pugilist for ability recharge, but I think the one thing that will set this weapon apart from no hesitation is all these severing perks. So on the left we have Slice. When you use your class ability, you'll be able to sever up to 5 enemies within 8 seconds, which is pretty nice. But like I said, outside of that, the perks are pretty similar to the no hesitation. And then the right column, once again, pretty same story, where a lot of the damage perks are the same. You have Frenzy for the 15% buff and the extra reload speed. But I think if you get like Flare Magwell or Reload Speed Masterwork, you don't really need extra reload on this weapon. But I think the better damage perk on this would be Circle of Life, where once you heal your allies, you'll get a 25% buff. And you're always going to have that on this weapon. And that'll be better than something like Unlimited Honing, which can get up to 35%, but just not worth it, a lot harder to get compared to just Circle of Life. You could instead run more utility with Attrition Orbs. You cannot proc Attrition Orbs from healing your allies, but you can indirectly, I believe, with this weapon from the Strand Unraveling Seekers. I think those can help proc Attrition Orbs, but it's not like a huge amount, and you're not gonna be printing orbs with scene, so it's not anything like game breaking, but it's something to take into account. If you wanted a more utility role, this plus reciprocity could just be a good all-around role. Then we have an AoE type ad clear perk, the same way No Hesitation had one also, and this one is gonna be hatchling, and with it being revolving around precision final blows, I can't say I recommend it too much. I don't think it's that hard to get precision final blows with healing ARs if you're within range, but at distance or if things are moving laterally compared to you, like left to right, it's gonna be pretty hard to track them. So you're not gonna have that much uptime on this perk, so I just can't really recommend it. And that is why on No Hesitation, Incandescent is just a lot better, because it's just on final blow, not precision final blow. So I'm definitely giving No Hesitation the win for AoE ad clear perk on the weapon. But once again, as I mentioned in the left with Slice, the one thing that will be unique on this weapon is Tear, where precision final blows will cause nearby targets to become severed. And once again, not the best weapon to get precision final blows, but severing targets will be what is kind of unique to this weapon compared to the No Hesitation. So overall, the roles I would go for on this weapon, the first one would be Reciprocity plus a damage perk, either Circle of Life or Frenzy. I think Circle of Life with some help with the reload speed in a different way through Flared Magwell or a Masterwork will definitely be better. Then the second role I would go for would be Slice plus Tear, just for all the different ways to sever targets. Definitely what makes this weapon unique. And the third one, if you wanted, would just be a Attrition Orb utility one. With that, you can run Reciprocity again or something like Demo. And overall, like the title said, I think this weapon is good, but not great like the No Hesitation. At the end of the day, the point of a support frame AR is to heal and support your allies. Simply put, No Hesitation just heals better with the support frame perk on it. It gives restoration to your allies on top of the healing of the actual bullets itself. And then with Physic, you can give yourself restoration also. Another way to turn the weapon into a great self-healing option also, then I would say it has the better AoE ad clear perk, Incandescent, which is what I usually run on it. Not to mention all the synergy with solar subclasses and things like that. But still, with all that being said, I still find myself using this AR all the time just because of the fact it's in the top slot and it's the only healing AR in that position. And even though it's not as great as No Hesitation, in my opinion, it's still very, very strong and 100% worth using. So yeah, I think that's all I really got to say. Let me know what role you want on the scene and what your thoughts on it are. I am curious to see more support frame ARs in the future with different elements and seeing what their twist is. I wonder if people could come up with some good ideas for Arc, Void, and Stasis. I feel like the obvious with Stasis would be some way to slow, maybe healing your allies already rounds that slow or something like that. Arc could just be, it just like does chain lightning. And Void maybe a way to weaken. That could be pretty strong, but you know, who knows. Anyways, I think that's be it for the video. Like usual, thanks for watching. Catch you guys next time.